welcome to Sivashanmugam once again. So in this episode we're going to see another thevaram and its meaning. So this session is going to be like last week. Sir Sivashanmugam has joined us for teaching us how to sing this song. Then I will join you back in exploring its meaning. So a little bit about Sir, I already explained about him before. I'd create a playlist for him so you can go and check him out. All his songs will be there. So Sir is a very prominent person, thevaram teachers found in Malaysia. Most of the pioneer thevaram teachers now, or like most of the very prominent thevaram teachers now who are available in Malaysia, has been taught by Sir. So it's a great honor that he's appearing in our videos, and I am feeling so happy that I could introduce him to you all. So today we're going to look at a thevaram. It is from Gnana Sambandhar's song. The title of the song is Peyadaiya priveithum. We already seen this one of the song in this padigam, which was Venkaattu Nudalanum, probably few weeks ago. I'll link a link here. You can go watch that and then come back here. So in that video I will be like singing and telling the meaning. So in this we will see a slight difference in the melody. We will see how Sir teaches us to sing their song. Then we'll come back to explore the meaning. So again, this song is located in Tirumurai 2, Padigam number 48 and song number 2. So Venkaattu Nudalanum is the first song. You can go and see. It is an amazing song. As we all know, Gnana Sambandhar's song is themed around describing God's, the Supreme Being's gestures, like our gestures or the accessories, we can call it, what he has with him, on his side and things, and what it signifies to us, right? That one. And he also prominently says how God only does good for every soul. So let's go and see how to sing this song, and then we'll come join me back for the meaning.
இப்பொழுது Peiyadaiya piriveithum என்ற ஒரு பாடலை பாடுகிறோம். இந்த பாடல் மிக முக்கியமான பாட்டு. நீங்களும் நோட் பண்ணுங்க இந்த பாட்டை. ஏன்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, மெய்கண்டார் பிறப்பதற்கு இந்த பாட்டு தான் பெரும் உதவியாக இருந்தது. இது பிறகு நீங்கள் தெரிந்து கொள்ளலாம். இது முக்கியமான பாட்டு என்றதை மட்டும் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா அப்போ பாடணும். சிற்றம்பலம். Peiyadaiya piriveithum pillaiyinodu ulla ninauvu Peiyadaiya piriveithum pillaiyinodu ulla ninauvu Aayinave varam peruvar Aayinave varam peruvar aiyuravenda ondrum Aayinave varam peruvar aiyuravenda ondrum Veyanathol umai panggan venkaattu mukkula Veyanathol umai panggan venkaattu mukkula Thoivinaiyar avarthammai thoyavaam thivinaiye Thoivinaiyar avarthammai thoyavaam thivinaiye.
Hello, welcome back. So now we're going to look into the meaning of this song. Firstly, this song was sung by Gnana Sambandhar in the temple called Venkaattu. This temple is located somewhere around Kumbakonam area district. So it's within the Kumbakonam district. So it's an amazing temple. The temple's deity, Lord Shiva, the Supreme Being, his name is Svedharanyar. It's a very important temple. If you are near India, if you get a chance to go to India, please visit the temple. This temple is a very important temple as well. So now let's look into the lyrics, what ஞானசம்பந்தர் has to say. So then the first line ஞானசம்பந்தர் says, Peyadaiya piriveithum. ஞானசம்பந்தர் says, if you are possessed by ghost, okay, like if you are possessed, you will be relieved from it. I know, right? Most of you would have like thought like, what? Now we are getting possessed? Saivism talks about ghosts? Yes, Saivism do talk about ghosts. If you look at Manivasagar's work in Thiruvasagam, the first part of his work is like, it's called Sivapuranam. So he starts in that portion, he says, Peiyai Kanangalai. When he talks about 7 type of birth, he says one of it is also ghost. Okay. Now let's look at some other work by Thivinaiye, where he says like he met a type of ghost which is called Pasasu, and on the way when he was heading to Thiruvannamalai, somewhere near Parvadamalai, he mentions that he witnessed Pasasus praying to Lord Shiva, or Pasasu praying to worshipping the Supreme Being. So Naukarsar states that. Moreover, Naukarsar also states that he says like he feels like he was possessed, you know. So that's another situation where we can see ghost and its possession. And then moreover, when it comes to Karikalamiyar, she also says more about it. She has written some songs where she gives evidence where she was having dialogues with ghosts. She even describes there was this mummy ghost and the baby ghost. They were eating intestines of the dead in a cemetery kind of thing. So like, yeah, so like there's a lot of situations where our exponents do talk about ghosts. But however, these ghosts are not the ghosts that we think now. Like, you know, it's not like the ghost where like we have our uncle or somebody who died and like they look really horrific, you know, with a glass on their neck, or like some zombified kind of a ghost. This ghost, in Saivism, ghost is said as a type of a birth, which means like we all know Saivism talks about 8.4 million species and more. God created all these species for the soul to like go into each form and gain different sort of specific experience in order to get rid of our ignorance. So in that way, ghost is also one of the bird. They are type of a body where you're going to get into if you were allocated one, you know, if God thinks like you should become a ghost for some time for certain experiences, yes, we're going to get this birth we are human, next birth probably we are ghost, you know. So these are not the ghosts that we are like thinking now, like in the modern days, all right, like not in the movies. It's not dead people trying to haunt you or things like that. Okay, yeah, so ஞானசம்பந்தர் here again says like, he also like indirectly says like, yes, one can be possessed by ghosts, right? If you are possessed, it will get relieved. Moreover, if you have no child, if you intend or if you wish for a child, if you wish for having a baby, definitely you can ask God. God will permit you a baby. In this song he says, pillaiyinodu. If you want a baby, you can ask him, you know, he will offer you a child. More to that, ullam, ninauvu, Aayinave, varam, peruvar. He says not only these two, you know, anything that you want from God, if you ask him, he will grant you. Aayinave, varam, peruvar, aiyuravenda. Don't doubt it. With no doubt he will give you. So now here again we might conflict ourselves. Oh my God, this girl have been throughout all her videos said like, we have no need to ask God. Vendattakkadari voini, venda muludum taru voini. She always says that God gives everything, we don't even need to ask. That was my usual dialogue. How come now this girl is saying we can ask? We are Saivites, right? Probably you would wonder. Here ஞானசம்பந்தர் says you can ask. ஞானசம்பந்தர் is more on, he approaches or he acknowledges more to common people like us. Vendattakkadu Arivoini is said by Manikavasagar, who was more on Jnana Nilai, more to the wisdom part, when we already got the enlightenment at that level. So when you got, and after getting enlightenment, after going through knowing, after, like, you have to start from scratch, right? So when you start, yes, you ask God what you want, you communicate, you create a bond, you get attached to God, you know. Once all that was built, then you have a strong relationship, then you build trust on God, then you really understand that God is He is supreme being. He knows everything. He is this perennial knowledge. He knows everything. So He knows the best for me. So He is doing the best for me. So there you will not, when we are there, Saivism says we will not have too much wish to ask. We would surrender ourselves to Him, and we would like think like, okay God, give me anything that you want to give. I know it's for my best. We are not going to take the extreme emotions of yes I like it, no I don't like it, yes it's happy, this is not happy. We are not going to hold on to so much what we want, how we want. We would understand that probably we don't really have that much of control over life. That's when we'll surrender and we'll be satisfied with what God is doing. But when, for those who are starting up, you know, amateurs, beginners, we have to create this bond. Do you realize that whenever we have problems in our life, when we have issues in our life, we usually share it with our parents, our close people around us, those who are very close to us, like our friends would say like, you know, this happened in my life and I think like probably, you know, I wish for this. If it happened this way, I would have been much better. Or sometimes you'd simply say like, you know what, let's go for a coffee. Yes, I am going through this bad stuff, I just don't know. You just want to share things. That's how we build relationship, you know. You care for each other among the people who are around us, right? So these people, the loved one of us, they are very much approachable for us to go and share our things. That's when a relationship is built. We rely on them, we trust on them, they do something for us. That's when we create a relationship, right? That's how bonds are created. So here Gnanasambandhar says, go and ask God, talk to Him, build a relationship, you know, build a relationship. Trust Him, ask Him, complain, nag Him, you know, do everything. When you show all the emotion to Him, God will, He says definitely God will do it. He will give you what? He will respond to everything that you talk to Him. He says like that, right? So that's in the beginner stage, or it's not even beginner or advanced. Wherever you are, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, yes. If internally you feel like, you know what, I'm quite done, I know God is doing all for me and I have nothing to ask. If you really feel like that, not really acting, okay, if you really feel like that, then you can take that path. If you are a person who like, you really need someone to talk, you really need to ask God. There's never going to be any harm. There's no harm asking. That's what Gnanasambandhar says. And then the next line, he supports why you can ask, because remember, Veyanathol, umai, panggan, he is the supreme being, is with he has mother goddess, a part of him in his body, right? On the left hand side he has mother goddess, and she has shoulders like bamboo, you know. It's like smooth and sleek, it's like so nice, and it's like so arched, you know. So he says, you know, the supreme being has mother goddess in him. We all know every hymn, every song we have, every exponent have always talked about mother goddess, because we all know that mother goddess symbolizes God's love. This, okay, we always see, right, and God is more graceful than a mom, is more loving than a mom. Today I'm going to give you a new song. There's a song Aayinave by Thoivinaiyar Sir, where he sings Sudar Tingal Sadayane Thodarndu Nindra Yentayane. He says God is my mom. He's like much more loving than a mom. So do you think like mom knows what we want? Yes, they know. They think about it 1,000 times and then they'll do something for us. But even if we want something from God, definitely we can. If we want something from mom, definitely we ask. Sometimes mom gives the best for us. So he who has more loving heart than a mom definitely will hear you, and he will give what you want, right? He says that. Then Gnanasambandhar also says venkaattu mukkula Thoivinaiyar. Then he tells the condition. You know who is these people going to get all this privilege? if you could do this, what is it? If you could visit Thiruvenkadu, and Thiruvenkadu has, every temple has a tirtham where you see a pond in front, the man-made pond or something like that, right? That pond, he says the kulam. That kulam has mukkula neer. It's a place where there's like 3 type of tirtham is there. Holy water is there. It is called, in Tamil it is called Surya Tirtham, Sun Tirtham, Chandra Tirtham, Moon Tirtham, Agni Tirtham, Fire Tirtham. So there's like 3 type of water is being mixed there. So like you, if you could go and Thoivinaiyar means it's not one time you go and like, you know, you go to the temple, you go like tourists having your shades on and they're like, hi, okay, Thiruvenkadu, I already seen it, okay, I want this, can you do it for me, God? Not like that. If you could go there with full of devotion, and if you can like, you know, bath in that temple, and if you were always there in that temple, you were constantly praying to the the God in that temple, the Supreme Being Shivam in that temple, and if you keep on sincerely asking something to God, yes, definitely will give you. And if you could do this so many times, it's not only this temple, we already seen, right? There's so many temples. Whichever temple which is like very much access to, you have access to, you know, if you are in foreign countries, go to some temple that's really close to you. Take one temple, pick one temple, go there, devote yourself to God. If you have done that, then he says avarthammai thoyavaam thivinaiye. He says like no bad thing will ever come and possess you. He says like thivinaiye is stuffs which bring us sorrow, sadness and bad effect to our life. There will be nothing like that would ever come even at the sight of you. Even, yeah, you will only experience good. This can be, it can happen, and only way we can make it possible is to go to temples, devote yourself to God, talk to God, the bond that you create with God. You know, like when you fall, you always cry, Amma, like that. So it is so, how do you say, it is so spontaneous. You are not even thinking. It's, you have practiced it so much until it has become your reflex. You know, your mom is there anytime. Even sometimes, you know, when we are adults, even when if our parents have passed away or something, when there's something really bad happen to you, the first thing you think of is like, Ma, this is hurting me so much, like, Mommy. You see, all the kids, if you're away from house or anything, the next minute if you want to think of something, you would always cry calling your mom out, right? You have to create such a bond with God. Anything happens to you, even in your wildest dream, the only thing that you would want to think about should be the Supreme Being Shiva. If you could create such a bond with God, there's nothing harm can ever come near you, and you will find the soul liberation through it. That's what Jnana Sambandhar is saying. Though this song and this temple it has such a high value, these modern days, if you Google about Thiruvenkadu, you would only see it is a Navagraha temple, you know, that specific temples dedicated for the 9 planets, for astrology purpose, and many of us just go there to just see the Mars, yes, the Mars, Buddha. People just go to this temple to go and visit Buddha and come back, not even seeing the Supreme Being Shivam in that temple. We should never do that. Go to the temple, pray to the deity, Shivam himself, the Supreme Being, come back, go to the tirtham. If, yeah, I know foreigners don't go and, you know, dive into that pond and stuff. Go and like take the water, put on yourself, you know, like that's tirtham. So like, you know, splash it on your head or something. Go and see this God who is residing in every single temple available in India and every part of the world. Go and, because Jnana Sambandhar says all these Sani, Nyayira, Tingal, Sabbai, Buddha, none of this planet, none of it would do anything bad to God's devotee, the Shivam's devotees. So if we are Sivanadiyars, if we are Saivites, we have no need to worry about it. We don't need to go to the temple and just like, you know, fall on Buddha and pray to him and beg him to do good for us. all we have to do is go and pray to the Shivam himself, and everything will be taken care. So that's about this temple. Moreover, there is also another story where like under Palantarum Padigangal, that means like some people have like designated some devarams. If you sing this, you will get this, that and stuff. Every devaram when you sing to me, according to me, you will only get one thing, that is your soul liberation. You will get moksha, you get mukti, whatever word you want to say it in English. You are only craving, or you only asking God to attain his pure feet, where he can offer you the great bliss, the eternal bliss. That's what we are asking for, right? So yeah, in those, okay, according to Palantarum Padigangal, history says like we have 14 sastras, the very prominent Siddhanta sastras, right, the philosophical book, and one of the very prominent one, which is said as the lead of 14 sastra, is called Sivanyanabodham. It is authored by a person called Megandar, a small boy, and this boy's parents did not have child, and they wanted a child to serve the Supreme Being, because they were also Saivites. So in order for that, they went and meet the family teacher, who is Arunandi Shivam. So they do something called Kair Sati Pakaradu. Basically they would take a book, and last time they had this olechuvadi, right? They would like just cut through, and then they will get one piece of olechuvadi, and then the song which has basically the song in that olechuvadi, they will recite it to get to ask to God for what they want. Okay, like basically recite the song in order to get what they asked to God. When Arunandi Shivam cut that olechuvadi stack, okay, so he thought the olechuvadi which came out was Kankattu Nudalanum Padigam. When they recited this Padigam, Megandar was born. So it is also believed, like, you know, if you want kid, if you want child, you sing this song, you will get a child, kind of thing. Alright, so yeah, that's about this Padigam. I really hope, it's very important. Go back to Sir's part, listen to him singing. Please practice this when you pray in your prayer house every day. Please include this song. It's an amazing song. It's a very amazing song. You know, our goal is not only to sing or not only to know the meaning, it's both. When you sing this song in your prayers, you also know the meaning. It's very important. I really hope you all could practice this in your prayers, and let's together achieve our purpose in this world. Take care. That's all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Vanakam. Menmikol seivanidi ulanguka ulagamellam inbame ennalum tunbamillai.